What does it take to be a real hero? On August 2nd, 2025, Adam Turk answered that question with his life. A beloved actor in Richmond, Virginia, Adam was more than a performer. He was a light in every room. But his story ended in a way no one saw coming. Let's dive into the life and legacy of a man who became a legend. Adam Turk, 35, grew up in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, but found his true home in Richmond. After touring with Olney Theater's national players, he settled in the city a decade ago, instantly winning over the theater community with his charm and talent. Friends called him playful, clever, and fiercely kind, a guy who made everyone feel like they mattered. But there was more to Adam than his warm smile. On stage, Adam was electric. He won Best Actor in 2018 for his raw, hilarious role in Hand to God, bringing a possessed puppet to life in a way that left audiences stunned. Nominated multiple times for Richmond Theater Community Circle Awards, he tackled everything from Shakespeare's The Tempest to the intense drama of Smoke. He was set to star as Dracula in Dracula, a comedy of horrors this fall, a role that would have showcased his knack for blending humor and heart. Yet Adam's impact went far beyond the spotlight. Offstage, Adam was a trainer at Tequila and Deadlift's gym, where he built a family-like community. He adored his dog, Lana, adopted from Southside Animal Control, and was known for his unshakable sense of justice. Friends said he'd fight to the end for anyone in need, and that's exactly what he did. On a quiet Saturday morning, while walking Lana in Richmond's Church Hill, Adam stumbled across a heated argument. Reports say a 19-year-old, later identified as Destin Grady, was in a confrontation with a woman. Adam stepped in to de-escalate, but the situation spiraled. Grady pulled a gun from his backpack, shooting Adam before turning the weapon on himself. Both were rushed to the hospital, but Adam's injuries were too severe. His family made the heartbreaking choice to keep him on life support for organ donation. If Adam hadn't acted, loved ones say, the woman he helped might not be here today. But the tragedy left Richmond reeling. The shooter's motives remain unclear, and whispers online speculate about personal ties fueling the dispute, though nothing's confirmed. What we do know is Adam's courage saved a life. His organs went on to save others, a final act of heroism. Tributes flooded in, with Virginia Repertory Theater calling him a gifted actor and passionate activist. At Firehouse Theater, dozens gathered to celebrate his life, sharing stories of his infectious energy. He was our Superman, one friend said. What would make a rising star's life end in a single violent moment? On August 9th, 2025, Georgia rapper T-Hood, just 33 years old, was taken from the world in a way no one saw coming. His story is one of talent, heartbreak, and unanswered questions that have fans buzzing. Let's dive into what happened and why this tragedy has everyone talking. It was just before 7 p.m. in Snellville, a quiet town outside Atlanta. Gwinnett County Police got a 911 call about a heated domestic dispute at a home on Lee Road. When they arrived, they found Tevin Hood, known to fans as T-Hood, bleeding from multiple gunshot wounds. First responders fought to save him, rushing him to a nearby hospital, but he didn't make it. Police are calling it a homicide, and one person's been detained. But what sparked this fatal clash? That's where the story gets murky, and the rumors start swirling. T-Hood wasn't just another rapper. He was a voice in Atlanta's underground hip-hop scene, carving out a name with tracks like Ready to Go and Big Booty. His bold style and raw energy made him a favorite, blending street tales with beats that packed clubs. From Percolator to Girls in the Party, he was building a legacy, one song at a time. But that night, his music went silent. His mother, Yolanda, was quick to speak out, crushed by the loss. She shut down rumors that a wild party was happening at the house, saying it was just a normal evening at home. Her words painted a picture of a son loved deeply, not a scene of chaos. But the internet had other ideas, and speculation started to spread like wildfire. Kelsey Frost, T-Hood's girlfriend and daughter of reality star Kirk Frost, poured her heart out online. She called him the love of her life, saying she was sick to her stomach over his loss. Kelsey begged for privacy but felt forced to defend T-Hood against what she called weird and sick rumors. She didn't specify, but her pain was raw, and her words hit hard. Fans rallied around her, but the online chatter only grew louder. And then there's the buzz about what really went down. Posts on X have thrown out wild claims, with some suggesting Kelsey's family might be tied to the dispute. None of this is confirmed. Let's be clear, it's just talk, but it's got fans digging for answers. Was it a personal clash that turned deadly, or something else entirely? The police aren't saying much, and that silence is fueling the fire. Adding to the eerie vibe, fans can't stop talking about T. Hood's last Instagram post. Just weeks before, he shared a comedy video where he dressed as a ghost in a cemetery. Now, after his death, some call it a haunting coincidence. Comments flooded in, with one fan writing, "This feels like he knew something was coming." It's chilling to think about, but it's got everyone revisiting his page for clues. T. Hood was open about his struggles too. Last December, he posted about feeling lost after losing friends, battling mental health, and hoping 2025 would be his year. He urged fans to check on their loved ones, spreading a message of love. Knowing this now, it's hard not to feel the weight of his words. He was fighting battles we didn't see, and that makes his loss hit even harder. T. Hood's story isn't just about a tragic end. Have you ever wondered what drives someone to risk it all for a sport they love? Sarah York, a 37-year-old British horse rider, lived for the thrill of eventing, until one heartbreaking moment changed everything. On August 8, 2025, at the Aston Lawals Horse Trials, a tragic fall left the equestrian world reeling. So what happened, and what does it mean for the sport she adored? Let's dive into her story. Sarah York wasn't just a rider. She was a primary school teacher, a mom to a 7-year-old daughter, and a woman whose energy lit up every room. Friends called her a one-of-a-kind spirit, always smiling, always pushing forward. She'd been riding for years, competing at the grassroots level with a passion that inspired everyone around her. Just last month, she celebrated a big win at the B90 class in Oxfordshire with her horse, MGH Hera. But her story took a devastating turn. It was a sunny Friday at the Aston Lawals Horse Trials in Northamptonshire. Sarah and MGH Hera were tackling their first B100 event together, a step up in competition. At the third fence of the show jumping phase, something went wrong. She fell, and despite medics rushing to her side, she couldn't be saved. Her horse walked back to the stables unharmed, but the event was stopped, leaving everyone in shock. But what makes a sport like this so captivating, even when it's so dangerous? Eventing isn't just horse riding. It's a grueling test of skill across dressage, cross-country, and show jumping. Riders like Sarah know the risks. Falls are part of the game. Yet, the rush of clearing a fence or nailing a perfect round keeps them coming back. It's a tight-knit world where courage is everything, but moments like this remind everyone just how high the stakes are. And Sarah's loss hit hard. Tributes poured in from every corner of the equestrian community. One friend wrote, "Sarah, your smile was unstoppable, and you'll always be a legend." Others called her a mentor, a queen, a rider who brought joy to every competition. The pain was raw, with posts on social media, showing just how much she meant to those who knew her. British Eventing called it a deeply difficult moment, offering support to anyone struggling with the news. But whispers started to spread. What really happened that day? Online, some are buzzing about the third fence where Sarah fell. Was it a tricky obstacle? Was the course too tough for a first-time B100 pair? Others point to eventing itself, a sport where danger is never far away. These are just rumors, of course. No one's saying for sure what went wrong. British Eventing has promised a full review to dig into the details, but for now, the community is left grappling with questions. And it's not the first time they've faced this kind of loss. Despite the tragedy, Sarah's legacy shines bright. Her recent win at Swalcliffe Park showed her talent and grit. She wasn't a pro. She was a grassroots rider balancing life as a mom and teacher while chasing her passion. That's what made her so relatable. She proved you didn't need to be a superstar to make waves in eventing. Her story inspires others to keep going, even when the odds feel stacked against you. But where does the sport go from here? British Eventing says they're reviewing what happened, and there's talk about tightening safety rules. Some fans are pushing for better course designs or stricter checks before competitions. Others argue the risk is part of what makes eventing so special. It's a tough debate, and one that's far from over. What's clear is that Sarah's loss has sparked a conversation that could shape the future of the sport. Sarah York's story is one of passion, courage, and a life cut too short. What kind of thrill is worth risking your life for? Asher Watkins, a 52-year-old Texas millionaire, thought he knew the answer, until a hunt in South Africa turned deadly. Let's unravel the story of a man whose passion for adventure led to a shocking end. Asher Watkins wasn't just another businessman. He built a fortune selling luxury ranches across Texas, but his real love was the wild. A proud member of the Dallas Safari Club, he filled his social media with photos of deer, waterfowl, and even mountain lions he'd hunted. To Asher, the outdoors wasn't just a hobby, it was his life. But what happened next would change everything. On August 3, 2025, Asher joined a guided safari in South Africa's Limpopo province, chasing one of the most dangerous animals on Earth, a 1.3-ton Cape buffalo. Alongside a professional hunter and tracker, he stalked the beast through the 50,000-acre Bambi-Sana concession. But the buffalo wasn't having it. In a sudden, unprovoked charge, the animal tore through at 35 miles an hour, goring Asher in the stomach and torso. By the time help arrived, it was too late. A dead buffalo lay nearby, hinting at the chaos that unfolded. But how did it go so wrong? Cape buffalo aren't called the Black Death for nothing. Weighing up to 1,800 pounds, they're unpredictable and fearless, responsible for around 200 deaths a year in southern Africa. Known to circle back and stalk hunters, they're a nightmare in the bush. Asher, an experienced hunter, knew the risks, or so he thought. What made this beast turn on him so fast? Trophy hunting like Asher's stirs up heated debates. Supporters say it funds conservation, with South Africa's hunting tourism raking in $169 million a year. But critics call it cruel, accusing wealthy hunters like Asher of exploiting wildlife for thrills. His death has only fueled the fire, with online arguments raging over whether hunting the Big Five is worth the cost. And there's more to this story than meets the eye. Whispers online suggest Asher might have underestimated the buffalo's aggression. Some even point fingers at the safari company, Coenraad Vermaak Safaris, questioning if their safety measures fell short. These are just rumors, mind you. Nobody's confirmed what really went wrong. But it's got people talking. Could this tragedy have been avoided? The speculation keeps the story alive. The loss hit hard. Asher's daughter, Savannah, his ex-wife, Courtney, his mother, Gwen, brother, Amon, and stepfather, Tony, were waiting at the lodge when it happened. The safari team called it deeply traumatic, and South African authorities are now digging into the incident with an inquest. Asher's loved ones are left picking up the pieces, mourning a man who lived for adventure. Big game hunting is no game. Cape buffalo, lions, elephants, these animals don't play by rules. Asher's story is a stark reminder that even the most seasoned hunters can meet their match. His death isn't just a headline, it's a wake-up call about the razor-thin line between thrill and tragedy.